Good morning and welcome to week 4 of Big Bets on Campus Live. It is 10 a.m. and we are giving you the best bets for today's slate of college football games. I am your host, Stephanie Otey, alongside two of the most successful college handicappers. You can catch them on the Big Bets on Campus podcast, Colin Volson and Stuckey. We also have our college football insider, Brett McMurphy. And today we will be breaking down a bunch of picks and data.
Urban Meyer and Joel Klatt even discussed this last week that according to CDC guidelines, for players in this age bracket, it's more dangerous to play a spring and a fall back-to-back than it is to get COVID-19. So, I mean, if we're talking about the safety of the players.
Boom.
Well, this is it. I mean, any season, any practice is dangerous.
Since you opened up this rabbit hole.
Is that me or Justin?
I think Steph.
I usually get the blame, but let's go with the new girl.
Steph,
You know what, though, Justin?
Auburn is a 15-point underdog at home with a total of 47. Georgia has allowed less than 5 points a game through the first 5 games, and they haven't even allowed a single point in the last 2. Colin, you wrote on this yesterday. Auburn's offense scored 15 of 16 attempts in the red zone this season. Do you think Auburn can keep that going against Georgia's top-ranked defense?
Yeah, I mean, this was my best bet.
53.3% going with Notre Dame. So our experts are fading the public on this one. Take their advice. Next up, we have 9th-ranked Clemson favored by 10 at North Carolina State. The Tigers are still widely favored to win the ACC, so this one looks like it should be an easy bet. But Clemson dropped in the rankings after a narrow 14-8 point win against Georgia Tech last week. That was a 4-touchdown betting line. Colin, their defense looks amazing, but that offense has not hit its stride. Do you think that they will finally find their rhythm in this game?
But in basketball, college basketball in particular, I think that is the hardest coaching job of all time because of the recruiting. Guys can be one and done, and now there's new leagues coming in and NIL on the transfer portal. So the way this job has evolved for you, do you think that a pro job may be enticing at this point just because of how much the role itself has changed?
Even in this new stage in your career, you're not coaching, you're broadcasting, but you still get to follow these players that you built bonds with, and you have a new perspective now. I think back to the Big Ten championship when you and Chase Young had the salute. What are some special moments where you're watching from a new angle? Some guys you recruited, some coaches that you were able to bring together, just how you have a unique tie to them from this new angle.
Yeah, succession is really important.
The Big Ten has some strict policies where if you test positive, you're out 21 days. It is a bit different for coaches. Now you'll be at the desk at the shoe for the Nebraska game. If, God forbid, Coach Day has a positive test and they need a coach, would you at all put up the mic, put the headset on, and take the reins again?
You are not winning the AFC North unless you have Joe Burrow as your quarterback. This guy had the worst offensive line, and he went to the Super Bowl, and he could have won the Super Bowl. I'm actually looking at the division odds right now, and I'm stunned. It's very close, but the Ravens and the Browns are tied at plus 200 right now. Just narrowly behind that, plus 210 for the Bengals, but what, that does not make any sense to me. I get it. You have Deshaun Watson. The Browns were long shots before that. It is mind-boggling to me that they're just going to jump way up because they got a quarterback who may or may not going to be around to play, even though he's guaranteed money. What?
I make a complete fool ass of myself. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, I made a fool of myself
wonderful.
on this show. Morton has made me sing the Spartan Fight song when I had lost my voice also. I had to dress up as a leprechaun last week. So I know all about that.
Wow.
Morton has fun with me, and to my extent.
Stephanie loses quizzes, and the loser has to dress up in whatever the other person says. And so far, she's over.
I'm always going to say that when it's history-based, you've been around longer. So that's where being young works against you.
There's an insult to your age, Morton.
Oh, it's brutal. I don't care.
Hey,
no, age equals wisdom.
Hey, this day and age, you could sue her for that. You know?
True.
I don't think it works that way.
No,
it works the other way.
Okay.
Only the other way.
I got you.
Yeah, only the other way.
Well, speaking of traditions, it has been talked about, especially during the COVID year when the Big Ten football season was canceled twice. They were considering some teams going to other conferences for a season. But the Big Ten, the coaches that I've spoken to, Gene Smith, the athletic director at Ohio State, when it comes to the strong traditional programs in the Big Ten, Michigan State, Michigan, Penn State, they strongly value the student athlete, the academics, and the athletics. They don't want to steer away from the Big Ten to its core and go into a super conference. So from your perspective, especially when it comes to tradition and the Big Ten being so powerful in tradition, are you for or against the super conference idea?
No, I like the Big Ten.
So we meet again.
Yes, we do.
Ohio State.
I'm glad we have a shot at redemption, but I don't like that we're doing it virtually. We're really missing out on all the fun we had last year as the media teams came together.
The revenge factor worked for a team, and I see the revenge factor work against a team.
Usually the underdog, chip on the shoulder, in these big games works well for Ohio State. And so they felt the pressure going into the Big Ten championship, and it didn't happen there.
Right out of the gate, they're coming right after that thumb.
Fields will battle through anything. He'll be in so much pain, and he'll bounce right back up after a hit just so the Ohio State fan base doesn't have a panic attack.
Yeah.
Michigan has opened as a 3.5-point favorite after taking down Wisconsin last week, but that number has come down, looking around 2.5 now. Colin, is the Michigan hype real, or do you think Nebraska can test them today?
I'm certainly not a believer of what Michigan has been able to do so far.
So to break down some of the odds with us, we're going to have a good friend of mine back from Ohio State, an 18th overall pick in the 2006 NFL draft. It is, of course,
You nailed it.
Bobby Carpenter from Outkick, contributor, also co-host of The Morning Juice. Bobby, thank you so much for joining us.
Stephanie, Kevin, thank you for having me on. Excited to talk a little draft talk.
I am just thinking now, Aaron Rodgers, part owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, going into Chicago, I still own you.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether or not you're a sports fan, there are so many elements to Super Bowl Sunday that are intriguing. And here are some of my best bets that have absolutely nothing to do with football. First up is the Gatorade shower. 2001, it has been a Super Bowl tradition to drench the winning head coach in a Gatorade shower. You can bet on what color that shower will be. Orange, blue, just plain water. Which color will it be? Well, I have a few reasons here to think why it might be orange. More often than not, it is orange. Since Super Bowl 35, 5 times on record, it's been orange.
It's always consistently orange.
Not to mention, the Cincinnati Bengals just so happen to wear the color orange. I'm taking the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. Join me on this one. Zach Taylor with an orange Gatorade shower, plus 200. So if football really isn't your thing, you can still get into Super Bowl betting by taking the halftime show. What will be the first song played? Will Eminem have a beard? Will he wear a Detroit Lions jersey? How many times will he curse? Will Snoop Dogg smoke a blunt on stage? Mary J. Blige, will she show cleavage at halftime? How many wardrobe changes will there be? This year, I'm gonna lean towards sunglasses. There's a total of 5 headlining artists performing at the Super Bowl halftime. It'll be Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and Snoop Dogg. I look at the way these artists perform, what they're wearing when they perform. I've only seen Mary J. Blige wear sunglasses a few times. I haven't seen anyone else other than Snoop Dogg, who's a guarantee to wear some shades during the halftime performance. So I'm gonna take 2 for the halftime of wearing shades on their performance.